Biafrans, lover of freedom, lovers of freedom, people of good conscience all over the world. I welcome you to this live broadcast under the auspices of Dotland Media. You're welcome to today's broadcast, holding the same day as also have been, which also hosted the same, thing that we expected to have today. That involves the court case of our leader. Today, we all have seen what has happened, what has transpired in Abuja. We all have become evidently witnesses of the injustice, the grave injustice that is happening in Nigeria. And of course, we know that it is not surprising that they would always go about their normal injustice approach and their injustice to Biafrans. We already know that we will not be taken unawares by the action of the Nigeria government. And we are not taken unawares anyways because we know that they will always play the games. As I have always told us, that these people have people who sit to plan and design their evil games on us. And most of the people who do this for them are Biafrans. And today we see how the court case have gone. We see what they have concluded. We see that they are using our leader to play their political games. They're using our leader as a political tool to complete their political process for this dispensation and this period. We know much, we understand all of that, we know what they are doing, and we are not taken aback. We are sure and we are certain. It's funny, sometimes sometimes when you watch things happen, especially when truth is being fought from every angle, both from within and from without. Truth being fought by the people who are supposed to know better. But we are confident. We are not afraid. We are not taken by surprise. I know that every one of us today expected them to do the right thing. But when your enemies are after you, sometimes you don't expect them to do the right thing because they have to continue doing the wrong things for the wrong things to consume them. They have to continue to do the wrong things, and the wrong things will consume them. Yes, we know that they would always want to use us for their game plan, just like they strategically did in 2015 and got the vote of Biafrans. They strategically did in 2021 and got the vote of Anambra people. They are strategizing. There are people helping them to strategize to see what they can do. Well, before we go on this program, I want to welcome you to this platform. This is Dotland Media, and I want you to subscribe to this and share this broadcast wide to your friends and to all social media platforms. We want to look at the critical stage, behind the stage plans and programs that they have against us. We want to look at the details of everything they want to do. Ekeson says the only language Nigeria government understands is force. Yes, we understand that. The only language you understand is force. And where people understand force, then force will always meet force. We understand that. We have seen them use force against us from time. And from the beginning, even before I was born, in the Biafra War, most of us were not there. But we know that it has always been force. When the British came against us, the Portuguese came against us, everything has been by force. They have used force against us because they feel that they can always get their way through and get through with whatever they want by, going against us by force and using force against us. But we're resolute, we're strong. Today's court case, as every one of us has witnessed, is a sign and an evidence that justice cannot be given to us except we take it by force. It makes me remember the Bible, the scripture that says that the kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violence takes it by force. The Biafra is the kingdom of God. Biafra is part of God's kingdom, and to get it, it has to be taken by force. So those of you who think that they will just come and give you freedom, just know that you are not going to get it that way. It's not going to be easy. Now, listen to me clearly. I want you to understand this. The reason why you should know and understand that you are not secure in Nigeria, neither are you secure in the system, neither the common political program will help you. The reason why you should know this is simple. Those of you who are jostling for election, those of you who are going around talking about election, those of you who are thinking that election will change it when Peter Obi comes, he's going to, he's going to cause this revolution and things will change, and everything will be fine. I want you to know something. As long as they refuse to give you justice, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not giving justice today. Just know that it is a sign. There are some things we call sign. Evangelist Morin, you're welcome to this program today. We are just looking at the analysis. We're analyzing the situation that have transpired in the courts today, and also going to look at some details that we need to learn, and there's some things we need to let our people understand that this is an evidence, and we have to stand resolute and strong this time to demand and get what we want. You're welcome. Please say hello to Biafrans, Evangelist Morin. You're welcome today, especially today. You're muted, please. Just unmute. Yes, you're muted. Yeah, you're unmuted now. Yes, please go on.
France,
good afternoon.
Good evening. Good night, wherever you're watching us from. My name is Maureen, and I'm so happy to be here, and so that we can put heads together to understand why we should not go voting for Nigeria. Amen. So stay tuned and watch and be blessed. Invite others to come and join us. Share this broadcast, make it go viral so that people, because here we'll be sharing many ideas. So God bless you. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me.
Thank you so much for that special and short or brief introduction. You said something that we are very happy for today. And of course, we have to be happy because this is the day the Lord has made, including the fact that they refuse to grant our leader, freedom. It's also the day the Lord has made. And the fact that they refuse to grant him freedom simply means that the Lord has a plan along the line too. So even if they did whatever they think they have done, just like when Pharaoh refused to let Israel go for the first time, the second time, the third time, God was dealing with him and he was not understanding until finally the final straw, and Israel left. So we thank God. Yes, as you said, we give God thanks. First, we are going to be looking at, the action of the government against our leader today, and we want to use it. We want to draw out wisdom from it, so that our people will begin to learn something critical. Now, I was saying initially that the first lesson our people should understand or should learn, especially those ones who are after election, who are after Peter Obi, who are after when Peter Obi comes, things will change. We are going to get Biafra. Those who think that the system would always give them something good, the first lesson they should learn is that for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been refused bail simply means that you can never get justice in Nigeria, and you can never get justice in anything that has to do with the structure and the system of Nigeria. Why are they so concerned about election? Why is it that for 8 years that the APC government, has been, they refuse to restructure if they seriously want justice? Now, if they want justice, the first thing they would have done is to free a man who has done nothing. That is the first thing they would do. The first thing to do by talking about when you preach justice, the first thing to do is to implement justice, especially when injustice has been perpetrated by you. The first thing you do is to exonerate yourself and prove to the world that you are no more part of that wickedness. You are now just by freeing the person you have captured, whom you captured unjustly. So the fact that they denied him bail and refuse to free him today is a simple evidence that every Nigerian, because I want to say it, I'm talking to Nigerians, Biafrans know themselves. I'm talking to Nigerians, especially those Biafrans who think they are Nigerians too. It is for every Nigerian to understand that you can never get anything good in the system. So the system cannot give you justice as long as a just man is refused bail. Evangelist Moran, what do you think about that? That's the first point I want us to look at this time before we go further into this matter.
Yeah, thank you very much for for asking me this question. The truth about
Yes.
this whole scenario, the stuff going on, is that people refuse to understand, and some of them refuse to use their number six, their mind to calculate, to observe what is going on. I've come to understand that when people Nigerians have been in a particular system that now they are the same thing they were seeking for since that Buhari came and said change, change. Yeah, Nigeria then they were desiring change. Now the game there, if they will go back and understand what was going on before between Atiku and Obi, how suddenly both of them separated and coming out for the same position. And today, the man that wanted Nigerians to be free, the Oduduwa to be free, the Hausas to be free. I'm not talking about Fulanis there because some of these people are very nice, which we know, and the eastern part of Nigeria, which are the Biafrans, to be free so that everyone can have a very good country, a very good nation. And seeing him going through all what he's going through, and the government refused to release him. If this government and the ones to come claim that we operate in the level of what do we say, freedom of speech, democracy, they will release this man they are holding, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have no right to hold him there. But deny him of his right, even when the court has dismissed many times, you can see that happening over and over again. And the government refused to release him. That means Nigerian government can Nigeria can never work because it's the same system. That's what I see. That's what I
Yes,
see.
it's the same system. It can never work. It has been like that. You're welcome, Liberation Victory Worldwide TV, Pastor Rose. You're welcome to this program right now.
God bless.
And
I hear
of course, on the day that we have experienced another global injustice, where the world has turned a blind eye to the issue of
Yeah, we can't hear you. You're not coming out. Okay. Even Sister Rose, we didn't hear her. Pastor Rose, we didn't hear her also. It was cut. You need to refresh.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Dear friends, my darling, God bless you. Today is another sad day in Biafra land.
I guess I'm coming out now. Am I coming out?
Yeah.
Am I coming out now? Okay. Yes, I am. I was welcoming Pastor Rose and
Yes,
Liberation Victory Worldwide TV. You're welcome to this discussion today, especially on the day that they have refused justice for a man, an international man, a leader of a nation of over 70 million people, and justice have been denied him. Please say hi to Biafrans before we go on further into the discussion.
My beloved Biafra, I came to say it's a sad day for us, but it's a victory day for us because the Bible says God knows everything. God perfects his things in the due time. God time is the best. And let me tell you, Don't be so worried and wearied. Don't be so rejected and dejected. God knows what he's doing. Chukwokikabiama knows what he's doing. I just want to say why he wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be there is because he wants us to do the needful. The man everybody loved, the great man of Biafra, the son of the soil, the man that have brought everything he has to get Biafra, the man that have said no until you give me Biafra. No, he has given everything. Today, the Janja will, the politicians, the Igbo, everybody has refused to do the needful, and they have refused him, both sides, to release him and to take him even to the prison. This is one good year. He is in DSS. So sad, so sad. But you know why? God knows the best. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say he needs 100 people. But I thank God by the Chukwokikabiama, Mazi Simon Ekpa was able to bring more than 100 people now. They thought bringing him or renditioning him, you're kidnapping him will make the struggle end. They didn't know that it is the time the struggle began. We have passed the Rubicon. And let me tell you, Onyendu is coming to enter in the Biafra land. As they believe now, he's coming with the flag. But we want to tell them that Onyendu will enter the Biafra land in the next time. So everybody, hold on and be happy because God's time is the best. Chuko kikabia mama heni lo neme nebe Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no, and nebe Biafra no. But no ani ubuano. You will hear the words. Let us continue. Just pray, say thank you. Opugo. One ngwa were onodu nugo kikugo ku makada opugo. So say something. Today's how did you see today's day?
Honestly, one, we were not expecting what they did. Two, we were expecting because someone you could not hold. Okay, he's back. I think he has to take. So go ahead. We can hear you. You're not coming out. So Biafrans, I would say his network is disturbing. So just have a little bit patience with us because of these are the things we are talking about. Because when Biafra is restored, when
yes, am I coming out now?
Yeah, you're coming out now.
Oh,
so
thank
what we are talking about
okay.
When Biafra is restored and the Dudua nation is restored, you're not gonna be having problem with network programs and other stuff. You know, there will be a very huge sources of satellites. You will enjoy what we are enjoying in diaspora. So these are one of the goals that we said we must go home and build our nation. So take over, please, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And please, Mazi Victor, please go out and come in again. I'm not. It's not actually indicating me getting you in. It only tells me edit name and kick off from studio and ban. So please go out and come in again, and please check your setting if something is going wrong. And please, we want to employ everyone to share this because we're going to be discussing critical things here on this broadcast. We're going to be discussing very, very critical things because our people, especially those ones who have refused to have sense, should be taught how to behave and how to think. We are having so much nuisance being constituted on social media platforms, especially those ones who are really fighting their own people. It is so worrisome that most of the groups that I belong, that Biafra people are in, we find people who are, trading words against their own people. And they cannot trade words against the Fulanis and all of that. These are the people that, this brings me to the video that the zoo or the contraption allowed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to, give today. Let's look at it psychologically here. And over the time, for the past 1 year that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in jail, they refused him to say any word to the media. Now it is getting close to election. They allowed him to make a statement that they want to use as sentimental instrument to cajole the people, to deceive the people. Now, there's something Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in that video. He said he wants Biafra land to be peaceful. He is talking to these Biafrans who have decided to attack their own people, who have decided to fight their own people, who have decided to constitute a nuisance to their own people. Now, let's analyze that video. Before I go on to say further on that video, I want to hear our views on that. Pastor Rose, what do you think about that video that is going viral for what Nam said? What do you think is the motive behind those people who are actually trying to? Because if you discover that video was not actually played to the full, they just showed us where they want us to hear something that they can use as a narrative, to manipulate the minds of those people who are very vulnerable, and then they stop there and they refuse to. But we know that one of these days the full video will come out. So please say something about it.
The few video I saw it is out. That one you see is not. I think that one sister called Chika, I think he sent it to me. There is a place Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. They didn't put it, and I tried to download it here to send it to you, but you didn't pick it. He said that.
Okay.
You understand? He said fight it. He said that we should not fight ourselves, but we should fight. You understand? The Janja will.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said it is because of this Biafra that is here. He made it clear, and it's like somebody cut it immediately. You understand? Because it's like they allow them and they cut it from the channel TV. You will hear it from channel TV what he said. He said it's because they asked him, "Are you disappointed in what you say?" He said no, he can't be disappointed. He knows that. That's why he's calling on them to stop, to have a peace. When you have a peace, you can be able to. Last time we were talking, the Fulani Janjaweed, they have a strategy. Why? Because they have a peace to deal with us. But until we have that peace enough, we can be able to have a strategy against them. They are the one coming to our land. We need to defend. We are not the one going to meet them. Are you understanding? It's like an elderly man to talk to you as a young boy. You're supposed to know that he's talking to you. You understand? As he said, no. He's giving us, which is me and you, and those people that is propaganding, and those people who has sold him, he has forgiven them. And those people who is blackmailing is those people who is telling, bring peace to yourself. And those people who are bleeding the blood of the innocent one, the blood of your brother, the blood of your mother, the blood of your sisters. You understand? They are the people he's talking about. So that we can have an energy to fight these people that has decided to come and destroy us. That is the meaning of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has told us, you understand? You can't be going to school and you tell your child there's something and he will go and do another one. If you watch, you can't wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to start coming out and start telling you that, do this, do that. You're supposed to know that he has given you everything you're supposed to go. It's like a soldier going to war front. Before a soldier go, he has gotten all the map where he can enter, what he will do, and what you can't wait until they give you command because you've already have this thing. But no, you know what I told you? These people, I'm telling you, they know themselves, my brother. They have sold our leader, and they are making sure that our leader is not coming out. And that is the people he's telling them, whether you like it or not, Biafra is coming. Because you know why? The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu disciple son is there to do more greater things, like Jesus Christ told us in the Bible. that the 30 days, 30 years he lived, he only used 3 years to preach the gospel. But he's giving us power to do more greater things that he have ever do. So now he has given Mazi Simon Ekpa that mountain. Because of that, at this moment, we have got, by his grace, Mazi Simon Ekpa was able to get more than 100 men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for to carry Biafra. If they like, let them hold him. What we know that Biafra must come. And my brother, let me tell you, the people he's talking knows about it. He's not talking about we. He's talking that we should have peace. By when they tell you sit at home on Monday, sit at home. By when they tell you stop sabotaging your brother, stop sabotaging them. By when they tell you stop calling your brother's name, stop going to campus and look at, you understand? Look at ESM, what they are doing on the air, calling their names on the air. How can somebody who knows himself call people's name? These are the people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. That we should have your peace, so that we should not fight ourselves, so that we should not kill ourselves. Because he's not there to kill, he's there to kill the Janjaweed, you understand? He's there to make impact. Sorry, we need to make sure that we don't stand on the way of Biafra. Because my brother, we have sold ourselves a lot. And he's telling us, even today, the statement now, you see how they twisted it. They have twisted it enough. They started propaganda that is this, that is that, without telling that it's them he's talking to, that we Biafra he's talking to, that we should have peace, that the land of Biafra should have peace, so that we can be able to fight the enemies, who is the Fulanis, who is the Janjaweeds, who is the people terrorizing our family, who is the people who say we are dogs, who is the people who say that there is nothing good will come, who is the people who has kept us in bondage, they are the people who make our life miserable, that there is nothing good now that will come. That's who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. But remember, he's happy for autopilot worldwide. He's happy that Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing a great job. He's happy what he's seeing, and I believe you. He's Thompson for Mazi Simon Ekpa, and I know that Chukwuokike Abiama, who has brought us in this way, will always bring Biafra. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, energy. We're talking about energy, and energy only comes by an organized process or combination of factors. So, just like you pointed out, that the energy we need to fight will only come from our unity, and that unity will only come by us being formally acknowledging that we have a particular enemy we have to face, which are the Fulanis, and the system refuse to give us freedom. We want, before Evangelist Morin comes in, I want to point out some things. Before that, also let people
Mori, mute.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Now you can speak. Now, if you
We can hear you, and you have to go out and come back. So, Biafrans and Nigerians, what happened today at the court, we all knows the game that is there. And the game was to hold our leader and to make sure he stays there till they finish their election. But one thing we are sure of.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, before you come in, please, Evangelist Morin, I want to say some things. I want our viewers or the people to give us one or two statements about what they think about the video. We want to see we want to know how their minds are working. We want to know how good the people and how much they know about our leader. Because from the countenance of our leader, I observed so many things. I studied him very well. Aside his words, his countenance told me so many things. The way his expression and all of that. And when your leader is in a place where he cannot speak freely, you should know that the only medium of getting to understand what he's trying to tell you is through his countenance. You know,
Yeah.
the expression of, yes, his expression. It tells you more about what he's trying to tell you, because he's going to talk in a way that would, be very, very diplomatic, so that you cannot think and misinterpret him. But his countenance will tell those who know him very well what he's
Yeah.
trying to imply. And so I want our people to write some things. Let them tell us what they think about. Let them will know those who know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very well. From his countenance, I'm able to deduce that he actually is angry with the DOS, the sacked DOS members, and the people who are fermenting trouble within the system. Because what he said is, we must be at peace and stand to defend the land, just like he is there because he is defending us. So these are two things. His countenance and his words spoke a lot. Now we are going to hear the minds of the people. Let them tell us their mind and what the people say. Wilson says what MNK means by that statement is don't kill Biafran, rather defend them, but kill the enemies that come to kill you. And we must continue to do this until we get free. Clement Odinaka says we need to defend our land by chasing the killers of our people away. Of course, definitely, we know that. The only language, according to Ekerson, the only language Nigeria government understands is force. Now, Evangelist Morin, please tell us something about what you think about that video.
The video, thank you very much for letting me in to speak also, to talk about this video. The video means, if you know our leader, but many that have been following him for years now, just like what you said, his facial countenance, explains everything, what he wants us to do. What he means is that we, the Biafran, should come together and fight the common enemy, so that our land will be peaceful from all this bloodshed and janjaweed and the armies that are flowing everywhere. What he means by the peace is that, just like some other states don't have military van, armored cars, and other things, that's what he wants us to have also in Biafra land, because the bloodshed is too much. Probably he's reading newspapers there. Probably, I know they are giving him news. That's why he's aware of what happened. And truly, from that video, they only caught the area of that particular statement.
I have it. I will send you.
Okay. They caught the area of that statement, which they didn't allow us to see the statement before his speech, before this particular statement.
Sorry, please, Evangelist Morin, hold on, please. Please, Mazi Victor.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Not coming out. Your network.
Unmute. Yeah.
So what you can send me the video. So what I was saying is that they caught the particular place where his speech started.
Let them listen, okay? I will send it now so that you will let them listen now direct immediately. So,
we can't hear you.
I send it to you now. Listen to, let the word listen exactly what Mazi mean. We can't hear you. Mute. Mute.
Hello? Can he hear me? His network is really disturbing.
It's gone. Yeah. That is African.
Friends, I just want to make it clear. Our leader is not asking us to fold our hands and allow things to get spoiled. What he means is that we should know and we know that him being there,
Yes, can
he
you hear
cannot
me now?
tell us that we should go and start killing
Okay.
people or this. He can't say that because they will use it against him. So he's played the role being on the party in the center to use as language that we all will understand. You know, mean Gina Ezunu, Irunu, Gezunu, Onu, protect our land from these people. He doesn't want to hear that one day Fulani conquered us while he's in the prison and took over the land. You understand? That's what he means. Defend our land. Let our land be peaceful. That's why he's there. That's why he's suffering. And this message also goes to those people who claim that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Idu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't mention Idu there that he's Idu. He said he's Biafra and he's there because of the land of Biafra. That's why he went there. So let this message go to those people who claim that yes, we are Idu, the goddess of water and the Amadi nke nwoke ya Amadi Oha and the nke nwanyị awụ owu mmiri no ya nwa ga-enye ha Biafra. No, Biafra can never be built on any mortal man or spiritual forces of darkness. Biafra is built on the solid rock, which is Yahushua Mashiach, from the foundation of the earth. So that's what Mazi is doing. If you know what you will do to defend our land, and now this is the time we should stop fighting one another, stop fighting Samonekba. We should start fighting our enemies. Make sure we change. Even if it's our governors, Nigeria, our Eastern businessmen are the one buying the cow and giving them to be moving around there and give them portion of land. Both those people, we should cleanse our land now. That's what Mazi needs. We should cleanse our land by chasing all the enemy, whether they are our politicians, whether they are our agents, whether they are our chieftaincy title, whoever it may be. It doesn't matter whether the person has sponsored 100 people in their community. But what he means is that we all make sure that we defend their land, that it will not be conquered. Now we have understand now that Kaduna now, that they have taken over Kaduna State, which was the head of their sponsorship man was Erufai. Now they are taking over and they are not coming to take over. We saw what happened in Edo State. The priest they kidnapped, they killed the man. The one they kidnapped in Kaduna or Zafra, they killed the man. And now they are taking over the community. So how long shall we keep our hands? And they are deceiving us for so-called election. Please, we don't need the election. What kind of election? Even if they put you that is watching me there now, you that is watching me, they put you there, you will not perform anything because 1914 law that make Nigeria to be what it is will still be functioning. That's why Jonathan could not do anything. So you too that is watching, even me, they put me there, I won't perform. I will still favor Fulani and British. That's the only game. So you're going to validate your date again for them to start killing you. Whether Obi is there, let me tell you. Okay, let me stop now. When you ask me another question, I know what I want to say something. Thank you very
Okay. Before I go on with I think you can hear me now, right? Am I coming out clearly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now Baron Godwin says every right-thinking person, which means that in this our struggle we have those who are not thinking right. Because if you look at most of the comments, if you go to groups and all of that on social media, you'll discover that most of our people are not thinking right. Is it the Fulani voodoo that is making them not thinking right? Is it the deceit by the SAC DOS members that is making them not think right? Is it the wrong analogy or understanding of what it means to say command and control that is making them not think right? Because I have come to discover that most of our people are actually just henchmen in the realm of foolishness, which means that they do what they want to do based on what have been set without thinking about the surrounding situation, on what they are doing, on what they believe or what they have been told to do. For instance, if I'm told to go and steal from somebody, I know a story of one of my cousins telling me that she went with one of the women in our village. They were supposed to go and cook for one politician and cook some food. Let me just say the story as a means of passing the message, and so they went there to cook the food, and when they got there, the woman, a cousin, a young person, the woman who took her there now after they've cooked, because she is the one who has access to the kitchen. she and the woman, have access to the kitchen. So they go in there, they bring out the food for them to cook. And so as soon as they finish doing everything, when the politician gave them money to go and buy something, the woman took the money quickly from her and went to buy the things and bought the things and took some of the money into her own pockets. Whereas she was supposed to be the one to go buy the stuff, she took the stuff. And now, after cooking, the woman told her to go and steal some rice from the shop, because she's the only one who have access to the shop. She says she should go and take some rice there so that they can take it home. And the young girl said to herself, she said, when issues come out of this, I am the one who's going to be held responsible. She, as an elderly, they will not say she's the one who stole. They'll say it's you, the young one that stole. So she's told her categorically, I am not going to take it. Even if she was her auntie, even if she was her now it gives me that perspective of the command and control. Now, when the leadership is doing something wrong, right thinking people should understand that there's a need to checkmate them. That is what most of these people who are holding on to command and control don't understand. They think command and control is swallow anything that comes. The foolishness, the misbehaviors, the actions, the wrong actions, and all of that. They don't understand what it means for command and control. Now, by the expression of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know so many things. Now, let me read what he said. He said, every right-thinking person knows that our leader is not happy. Obviously, on his expression, you will see that he's not happy. The way Chinans and Warren is killing our commanders. Yes, he's not happy. And if you look at him when he said, our land must be peaceful, if you look at that stern look in his eyes, you will understand something. He was trying to say so many things at the same time by that stern look. That look was not against the Fulanis. He knows them very well. He knows the enemies very well. That look was against those ones within who are creating these problems, those ones who have caused pain in his heart. He has a pain in his heart. You will see that pain when he said, our land must be peaceful. You see the expression of pain on his face. Now, Clement Odinaka said Nnamdi Kanu was not happy the way things are going. I believe DOS has not done well. You don't need to believe. It is just obvious. It's something that it is normal. It's not something you have to start thinking of believing. It is something that is already there. We already know. And he said, good luck, Jonathan could not perform. Even if you put Peter Obi, will not do anything. Of course, that's the truth. No matter, there's something we call structure. Structure is not the person. Structure is what runs the person. So when a person comes into a system, he only operates that system based on the structure. So there's no way anybody who is going to be voted in is going to come in and do anything outside the constitution. The constitution is the structure of the system. So there's no way Peter Obi or whoever they think is going to come there. Of course, we know Peter Obi is not going to win if we allow the elections, but we're not going to allow the election. The only reason why we're not going to allow the elections, or we have the person who we're going to listen to, who's going to tell us and elect or an elect, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they are holding him. And so, definitely, by that grave injustice, there's no way we are going to listen to anybody. Now, my question here is this. I want to ask us, especially Pastor Rose, let you come in first on this matter before, Evangelist Moran comes in. Now, what do you think is the cause of the insecurity? Now, it's a very sensitive question because there are so many causes of the insecurity in the land. But now look at it within the context of the people, the people, and when I say the people, I mean Biafrans. Because let me tell you something, the only way you can have misunderstanding, grave killings and attacks by people attacking themselves is because an enemy has intruded and has given leverage to some group of people within to cause mayhem. Now, why I'm asking this question is this. If you look at the political terrain, you will discover something, that the narrative they try to project to the world is that we are sponsoring insecurity. They came in, use the soldiers and the people they are hired as a non-government to create some situation. And then they go to the international community, these people terrorists, ban them terrorists. That's a strategy. They keep causing the problems and they keep selling the international community, black people terrorists, so that they will have the excuse to move ammunition, arms, helicopters.
Can you refresh? The voice is cracking. Can you go on?
Yeah, his network there is really bad.
That is Africa for you, my dear. Let's allow him to come, because if you start again, it will interrupt. Let's see what happened. Okay. We are not hearing. We are not hearing. We are not hearing.
Like if he muted.
Mm.
Maybe he muted and don't know.
I think we have 15 more minutes. My dear, can you just go into that and okay.
It's coming up.
Mm.
Like
Yes,
I
am I
said,
coming out
even
now?
if they put P2B,
Hey,
the
coming.
Okay. Now, now let's look at it here. They sponsor killings. Remember the killings of the military man and the wife? They sponsor different kinds of killings, gulag and all of that. Now, they now send, a message to the international community: brand these people terrorists. That tells you something. They are looking for an excuse to penetrate and to subjugate the people so that they can cause serious destruction, especially killings to our young people who will stand against the election. They know that the time of the period of that election is going to cause a lot of trouble if they stand strong for that election. So now the two fronts they have now is use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make a statement they are going to use to calm the people. I want peace in the land. So the people will think that what he's trying to say is that no matter what, just allow peace. If sit at home will create tension, just don't observe it. Just allow peace to reign. If civil disobedience will cause tension, don't allow it. Just allow peace to reign. If no election will cause tension, just allow it. Just allow peace to reign. Just allow the election to go. They want to use it as a narrative. At the same time, they want to use the international community to brand us terrorists so that they will be able to crush the young men who are going to stand against this stand against their plans. So you see that it is a very deep-seated plan to stop Biafra's agitation and also to use our leader as a political tool to cajole us. Now, my question is this: what do you think is the cause of insecurity within the sphere of Biafrans? Do you think it is coming from the enemy's camp? Do you think it is coming from the politicians within Biafra circle? Do you think it's coming from the main people who are in the system who are also partnering with those people outside? Do you think it is coming from the people themselves who don't have knowledge of what is going on and creating tension for themselves and killing themselves? Do you think it is coming from the ignorance of the people? And what do you think we need to do to solve this insecurity?
Okay. You see, both all is the same. The insecurity is coming from the Janjaweed. The insecurity is coming from the people around, the politicians, the armies, the bandits, the terrorists. And the most important thing, they are in our land. There is nothing we can do. Please, before then, let me just give you this thing. Listen very well.
Yeah, can you raise the volume? We can't hear it very well. Or you
Okay.
bring it closer to your system.
Okay.
Close to the speaker of your system. Yes. Still move it closer to the system where you have the
Here.
speaker.
Here.
Where your camera is, direct your camera.
Okay, look at what he said. I want you people to hear. Look at, they asked him a question. Okay. They asked him, are you hearing him? He said one is that they asked him, are you disappointed? He said no. He said no, that he knows. He knows he wants Biafra land to come. Please, I'm hearing radio. Can somebody take away the radio? Is coming. Somebody say we are making this thing. Yeah, so he said, okay. He said that He wants Biafra land to come. And he wants us, we, the Biafran, not to fight each other, to become and defend and fight for Janjaweed and fight that Biafra will come. And again, we should make sure that we don't kill
Mazi Victor, we are still having problems with we are still having problems of bringing you in. Mazi Victor, we are still having problems. I don't know whether you can check your settings. I don't know why it's not bringing you in. I just brought Mrs.
Barbara. It's Mrs. Barbara.
Barbara.
Yes.
Hello.
Said, yeah. We need peace in our land.
I just closed from work.
Okay.
I'm great to know.
Yes, the Biafra is hearing you.
Okay. Yes. Good evening, all Biafrans all over the world. I love you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the country where you're watching us from. I'm sorry that I came late because I was working. No, Europe, we have to work, and after working, we do shopping. That's in everything. We thank God. At least we have God give us the good health to and provide the job as well for us. We give us the strength. Yes, my sisters and brothers, I still want to remind us what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been talking and telling us for our good. He went there. He has told us all the whole truth. He said he's going to destroy the zoo with the truth and not with fun or lie or bad. And he's doing all this for the love he has for us. And it was God Almighty Elohim that sent him to come and lead us to the promised land. God has blessed Biafra land. And that is why the Fulani, the British, and everywhere in the world are fighting because they know what is in that land. That land is the land that the milk and honey, the Bible stated, who is honey and milk. God has blessed us with oil, diamond, gold, everything, which we all know. So that's why the devil is fighting. But nevertheless, we overcome by we up joining heads together to refuse the election coming in the country. That's true. We know there is nothing like election in Nigeria. That name is a product name. That name is a criminal name given by us, by the British. We came from somewhere which is Biafra land. So we have to fight to defend our land. We have to resist by saying no to election. We are not Nigeria. We are Biafra. So please, I know most of you have forgotten because now people are trying to supporting Fulani have used Peter Obi by asking him to go and contest. Trying to fool us, but he can't fool us. All those politicians, they're all evil. When their election comes, they will start promising heaven and earth. They will give us good roads, they will give us good hospitals, they will do this, they will do that. But all lies. Immediately after the election, and it's like selling your birthright. Because if you vote them in, they will be there for 8 years. And within that 8 years, most of us will be dead. From 1966, in 1967 to 1970, we lost more than 5 million for Biafra war. Do you know how many millions of people have been killed every blessed day in Nigeria, in Biafra land today, which the world is not recording? What is going on in Russia and Ukraine is like nothing compared to what people dying in our land. You all know. Social media is not bringing it out. CNN is not carrying it. BBC is not carrying it. Al Jazeera, no news carries it. And if you try to show some pictures or some things killing going on in Biafra land, and Facebook will ban you because the stupid, the wicked, evil, so-called imposter Buhari are using our money by buying all of them because money is the root of all evil. He has collected our money and buy them. So please, we all should resist by saying no election. This PVC, whatever they're asking for, I encourage all Biafra all over the world, wide world, mostly people back home, They should not be interested in looking for the PVC. We don't need it. We don't need it. We are not Nigerian. We are Biafran. We are blessed people. God has given us all the things to become a well country. When we get our Biafra land, our land will be more solid, more beautiful than, in fact, than an America. We'll be competing with Kuwait. We could remember early 80s, our money naira was bigger than dollars. But to today, our money is like nothing. Why? Because of the corrupt, idiot Fulanis and the politicians. Not only the Fulanis, our politicians are evil. Peter B is coming now to campaign, and people who didn't know anything is voting for him and thinking that when he comes, he's going to bring out our leader and make a. Peter B is one person, and he cannot do anything. And they send him there. Peter B cannot even be vice president, talk less of a president of the country. We should all know that. Please, I'm begging you all. I love you all. My heart bleeds. It pains when I see people shouting Peter B, Peter B. They say Peter B is innocent. He's not innocent. People should remember that Peter B kills most of our people and put them in the river, Oji River. So if you become a president or vice president, what will happen? That means we have the chances of killing millions of people without nobody can even say nothing. It was only our leader who was announcing and shouting about the people that he killed. Please, I'm begging you all. I love you all. We should all stand with Simon Ekman. Everything that Simon Ekman said we should do, we should obey. Sitting at home is even helping us for your life secure as well. If you go for the election can't Nigeria know. You people can remember that when they were saying election, when they were counting in the north, they were counting 1, 2, 3. When they reach 50, they count 70. When they reach 70, 71, 72. When they reach 79, they count 100. When they reach 100, they say 101, 102. When they reach 210, they say 200.
Hello, can
so
you hear me? I
count.
am not hearing.
Again,
I don't know whether you
election.
can hear me.
Nobody should listen to election in Nigeria. Please, I'm begging you all.
You can hear me?
Sit at home and
Yes.
try to listen to
and I can't hear anything.
work with them and ESN. Let's
Go
pray first for our leaders to be out. We pray when our leader is out.
Okay, let me refresh.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
refresh.
Barbara. Ciao. Danke, ciao. So,
Barbara,
okay, I think she's through talking, right?
What I'm
trying to tell
you can take
all
over from there.
all over the world that we should please not listen to them about this election.
Let me refresh
and
them
two,
and see.
We should pray and stand with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is our first goal, for him to be out. When our leader is out, definitely we'll get this Biafra we're looking for, because that man is full with anointing. God has called him for a reason and purpose, and God will never lie. God will never leave him halfway. God that called him there will give him that power to make sure our Biafra come, for the name of God to be glorified, for us to rejoice. So I love you all. Please, let's be praying and put hands together to make sure that our leader come out after our leader is out, and we make sure that, yes, we get our Biafra land. Definitely our leader is coming out with glory and victorious. He's coming out with a flag. He's coming to raise our flag. So it's coming. Sorry, I'm on the phone. So it's coming out with a good result for us to celebrate God, to dance, like our leader has keep on be saying. We should not be stop fighting ourselves and be saying, oh, this, that, power or no power. No, we should come as one accord. Look at the Oduduwas, even if they're fighting within themselves, but they're still working for their Oduduwa something. Now, I hear that Oduduwa, they even went to the margin for the world record of, what is it called?
World Congress.
So we should all work towards our Biafra land. Our Biafra freedom is what we are interested of. We are not interested in Nigeria. We are not Nigerian. We are not in Nigerians. So I love you all. Please, like, I'm happy because I was seeing today, every Monday, sit at home, fine. But before this election coming up, we should tell people back home that nothing like election. Nobody should vote for election. We are not interested for election. Please, if possible, before the election, 3 days or a week before then, people should sit at home, because we go out there, they will kill. Don't be surprised they will send one Fulani because they've given them money. They love killing. They can just come out in middle of the election or where they're voting or whatever, and they will kill. They will start shooting and killing, or they put tear gas, or they put a bomb explosion. They will kill them. They will say yes, something happened. Nobody will save you. Nobody will come and rescue you. Twitter will not come and rescue you. Nobody will come and rescue you. For our all good
you.
are for your life, for your safety of your life. Avoid that useless, wicked
Thank you
people,
so much.
politicians. They're
Yeah.
all evil. They're
So much.
blood suckers. All they
Thank
after
you.
is their own selfish what they will gain. Just the money, money, money. P2P is fighting. They don't want to go away from Nigeria because all the
In fact,
investment
I
is in
have to stop
Abuja.
you here because
They have so many things in Abuja. So all they are fighting to keep sure that Nigeria still remain, so that
Yeah,
all the investment there.
thank
Yes.
you. Another person need to speak. They are telling you.
Because we are ending. We
Yeah.
are ending. The time
thank
is
you so
coming
much.
to an end.
Thank you so
We will
much.
Okay.
call next. On
Thank you so much.
Friday
Okay.
Yes,
will be
we
the next time.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
even before
we're still going to
Friday, I will start.
you're still going to
Yes.
talk more, you know.
No.
We understand. You see,
No problem. No problem. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I just
So
came back from work. You can see I'm on the
Pastor
street. I'm
Rose,
still.
you was talking about yeah, we understand. We understand. You know, every Biafran is full. You know, we have this thing to tell the people, and we have so much burden in our hearts that we have to express, and that is why
Mm.
what we say, the things we do, is because we want the people to understand, not because we just want to talk. Not the people to understand, because most of our people need to understand what is going on. Pastor
Yes,
Rose,
so we
please
have to
just
do
say what you have
more
to say
evangelism
briefly
to evangelize, to
before.
let people know. We have to do
Yes,
it if possible
yes.
every day.
Faith comes by.
Here. We are
Yes.
talking about now, Baba. What we are talking is the security. How do we solve this security problem?
About the
This
security problem.
security.
Yeah,
This
the security
security.
problem, like I said, our ESN is our backbone. Is ESN is the people that the Fulani hear that name. It's like they hear that name earthquake. So I'm encouraging every Biafran, every lover of Biafra, every lover of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's the one that created those people. He's the one that formed those people to help us to protect our land. Me and you cannot go there to fight. Me and you cannot go there to protect our land. Those are the people helping us. Without them, Fulani would have carried everything since. They would have killed they would have killed, in fact, all our family back home. By now, they would have taken all our land. So I'm encouraging every Biafra, everybody to support with money. So with money, we give those people anything to make them happy. Because when they see food to eat, they can come out to come and fight. But when they don't see food to eat, they don't even have stamina. You are telling them to go and be fighting and killing. Some of them they've lost their family, they lost their wife or their parents or one thing, and they don't even see food to eat. So when we hear all those things, all the money we'll be contributing since Nelly, the criminal Nelly, the queen of Idu, the Lucifer, he have collected the other money with Madam Oyibo, another criminal, green snake, was deadly than they've all collected the money. Madam Nanya, all those criminals, all those demons, they've all collected the money we've contributed before. So now, thank God that God has brought with the woman does to come and support Samuel Ekpan. Samuel Ekpan doesn't know about this money. So I'm encouraging every Biafran all over the world, every lover of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, come and support. Even if you are not a Biafran, come and support with money, because with money, we have to give this ESN, our security will be secured. We'll be talking with our head lifted up.
Thank you
Thank
very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mrs.
Evangelist.
Rivera. Yes, Pastor Rose, let's hear from you about the security situation and how we can solve them.
You see, like what my sister said, is one of the things we must to talk, is how to secure our land, because our land is already at stake. 21 mud tank entered into our land, and more than 21 trailer truck of weapons and of janja wheels of terrorists. All of them came into on Friday into our land to destroy us. What we need now is to support ESN, to make sure that ESN stands and so that they can defend our fatherland. And you, my brothers and sisters, they will give peanut money to betray your brother, to go to their camps and start destroying. You that are calling their names, you think that after killing them, they will leave you? They will still do you. You remember what happened to Korocha? Can he believe in the history of life? He will lie flat and start calling God, because he knows that the God is calling cannot hear him, because he has done it. And they took him a man who sold his soul to make sure that all the whole people of his own that gave him that opportunity to serve, for him to serve and bring good news, he destroyed it. And now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said a word that touches my heart. When they asked him a question, are you disappointed? He said no. He knows about Janjaweed. A lion himself. Ago. You understand? He is that lion. Odogunwoke. He can, no matter what you do, he show you that he still remain that agua. He still remain the bulldozer. He still remain Okaka. He still remain the mighty man in battle. You can't touch him. He stand Gedeba. He stand Gedeba. You know why? He's laughing at you because he said, you know why? He told us just to have a peace. We should not follow them kill ourselves. What he needs is that we should fight this Janjaweed. We should fight them. And now, what, like my sister said, and we are saying, is that you must to assist in our ESF. You must assist in our brother Mazi Simon Ekpa, who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us with his whole heart, go and watch Simon Ekpa. He's doing great job. He's taking this thing to another dimension. He's the only one, if you can tell your truth, constant, he never deviates. Rather, he brings more dimension into this struggle. Rather, he's exposing a lot. And you people say exposure. It's through exposure you get a victory. You can't go a battle without knowing the battle you are going. You understand? And what do? Every day we're on him. Every day we lay a lot of curses. We lay a lot of lies. We stop his movement. Because if we can be able to come together and fight one goal, that is Biafra. You said Simon Ekpa is not doing good. What are you doing to show he's not doing it? Do your own. Let the world see that you are doing it. But no, you destroy the one they are doing. And now you have heard of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu word said. But instead of you to take it as it is advising each one of us, you turn it against because you know what you are doing. But let me tell you, whether you like it or not, Biafra is already there. Yes. What we need, everyone hearing me, all people, traders, whoever you are all over the world, for us to have security in our land, for us to be able to defeat our land, to defend our land, is for us to support ESN. Donate. We have our website, which next time we'll be bringing you our website. And we promise you that Biafra will come on no distance. We are not waiting for our leader again to bring the flag. He's going to come, and when the Biafra come, he will bring the flag because they have seen that we are waiting and they are fighting us. Now we want to tell them we have another strategy. We are not playing. We are not joking. We need him to come out. As they decided to delay him, they think they are wicked in us. All men in boats, all ESL, wherever you are, hear our voice. Send these messages to Africa. ESL, we promise you will never regret working for your father's land. We promise that now you will see the labor of the fruit of your labor. Amen. We promise you that everything you people has labored, you will start reaping it. Your hard work will pay you. Your fatherland will react. As far as you stand in the truth, no more sabotaging, no more destroying the things that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has put in. Today, his heart is pouring. Today, he's not happy for what he's seen. He's talking to us that he's there because of me and you. He's there because of Biafra. He's not there because of any other kingdom. He's not there but because of for Biafra to come, and he will be there. I want you people to wake up. Stop blaming anybody, but blame yourself and join hands together. Insecurity is too much. The blood wasting is too much. Is spreading. Mazi has said today we should stop killing ourselves, but we should kill those that want to kill us. That is what we need. And we need security too. We need you people to join hands and do the needful. Thank you. Somebody is there. Can I read one? Jerry Moby said, those who are against our freedom, we capitalize on the making peace in our land to deceive us. Are you hearing it? That is what this brother said now. So there is no election. We need referendum.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Please,
I don't know. Not hearing
can you hear me as well?
I've been trying to refresh.
Yes, we can hear you.
Please confirm if
Pastor
you can
Rose,
hear
it seems
from,
you're through, right? So let's hear Evangelist Morin on this briefly, and then we have, of course, Mazi the Justice and Mazi Emmanuel here. We're going to hear them talk also to us. In case we're hearing, please. I think Pastor Rose is through. I'm not hearing from here anyways, but I'm just trying to...
can you hear from Emmanuel? Confirm if Emmanuel's voice can come.
Okay, Pastor Evangelist Morin, go on with what you're saying. I think you people can hear me, so you go on, and then Dean Justice will come in before Emmanuel will also come in. Let them talk about...
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
yes,
please, brother.
How are you, darling brother?
Yeah. I'm hearing
talk.
you loud and clear.
Yeah, talk.
Okay. First of all, I'm just joining this late. And I don't know where your people started and where your people are going to.
Yes, can you hear me?
Can you brief me on the issues
can you hear
on the
me?
ground?
Okay, the issues is
Am I coming out?
About...
Am I coming out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Evangelist Morin, go on.
No, we said that this new brother should talk so that they can be able to explain.
So
you people can make me to understand where you started and the topic, the issue at hand, so that I can key in.
Okay, where we started was about today's video about our leader. When he asked our land, he made mention that our land should be peaceful and we should kill our that we should stop killing ourselves. That's why he's inside the prison because of Biafra land, and we must defend our land than killing our own selves. So that was the first topic, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in the court.
Okay. Now I understand. Let me...
So secondly, we talk about the election, that our people being deceived and thinking that if P2B comes there, it will be the God that will bring Biafra, and not knowing that they want to use it to destroy us and to destroy our leader also. So the thirdly now we are discussing is the freedom, the insecurity in our land. So that is where we are now.
First of all, let me introduce my name. My name again still remains Emmanuel Oremijus Mouth. All these things that is playing is not new to me. If you follow me on Facebook, I used to say it. Listen, let me tell you people. Those who are visiting our leader, I don't know how to bend words. So those who are visiting our leader must be held accountable as what they tell him there.
Yes.
For Mazi, the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra, to say that our land must remain peaceful, and why he is inside detention is because of freedom of our people, meaning that he is talking to freedom fighters. Secondly, meaning that freedom fighters are the one Maybe they have briefed Mazi that we are the ones killing ourselves. And I asked question on my broadcast today. Did they tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that a Bubagu set people ablaze in Olu, somewhere in Olu? Somebody sent me the video. Again, did they tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that ever since they held him in DSS dungeon, that Ebubagu, all the governors have launched Ebubagu and they are killing innocent people? Again, did they tell our leader that the have returned everywhere in our land, which youth are being abducted every day by day? The other time I was moving from Imo State to Anambra State. Right in front of me, 2 young youths were abducted, pushed into military van from their own vehicle into military van. Did they go there and tell Mazi what they are seeing? Look, to whomsoever that is listening to me, freedom can never be given. Freedom is being taken. When they kill us, many of our people, I am from Imo State, under Oluzon, I am from Idata local government. Many of our people sleep inside bush every time, and many of them have run away from the village and they are not returning. If you go to Olu today, some villages in Olu are deserted areas. Did they go and tell our leader that? Did they tell our leader that prior to the going to this court, that ammunitions, armored tanks we are seeing in Opiweka, transporting all the way from wherever they are transporting it to into our land? What are they bringing armored tank for? Somebody that was running and videoing that at a point that it was happening said that he counted 30-something armories escorting about a trailer or 2 trailers loads of ammunition. Did they go there and tell our leader that these people are turning our land into a war zone? Until we start to tell ourselves the truth. One thing that I have noticed in this struggle is that some people come in just to make the struggle favorable, and once they join the struggle, they maybe because people now know them, they become devil on their own, and they think become Ezonyagwanam. Nobody will tell me otherwise. No freedom fighter will keep quiet as what is playing in Anambra State. Soludo, I said it earlier. I said it when I'm broadcasting on my platform. Nobody listens to me. Listen, I see things before it happens. If you follow me very well, everything that I have said on my platform, practically, all of them are happening. All of them, per sake, is happening. Soludo that they brought to us, that they packaged as a bad market, did they tell our leader that Soludo brought military into Anambra State? Right now, it is official military launch in Anambra State. They want to turn Anambra State into another Imo State. Did they tell our leader that? Until we begin to tell ourselves the truth. Until we begin to tell ourselves the truth, then freedom will come. It's true. Now, let me tell all of you the truth. Most of what is happening in our land today, the hand of so-called agitators are there. I'm not telling you what I am just saying by myself. It's something that I have seen playing in the spiritual realm. And everything, if you follow me very well, everything which I have said comes to pass. Aburam spiritual somebody is just a gift.
You see, no sound, no volume anymore. No sound.
Maybe his network is bad. Can someone hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear you, Maureen.
over to you. Maureen, over to you, please.
Okay. Good girl. So it's okay. Go, Mama. So I want to tell Biafrans that indeed we are the problem of ourselves because they are not telling our leader the truth what is going on.
Not we. It says the people going to him,
People,
people
yes,
who reaching our leader.
the people reaching him, if they can have
Yes.
the opportunity to tell him that that, they will have the opportunity to still tell him what is going on. Thank God before they told us that they can't speak to him, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Our lawyers should be doing the needful also, telling him the truth because he is in the internet, he's reading newspaper, he's watching Samoneka, he's watching other people, knowing what is going on because he can't tell me that he's watching that he and the other his legal team should be telling our leader what is happening. You understand? But another way, the statement that our leader made that we should be peaceful doesn't mean that we should fold our hand. That's my own understanding. What he means within us, we should join hand and chase the enemy, which is the common enemy out from our land. So he didn't say.
Am I coming up now?
From his look, you will know that he's angry. He doesn't want to hear that our blood is being shed every day. Rather, we chase the people who are bringing. But like now, I said, Operation Wipe every politician out. If we keep romancing with the devil, we can never have. If we keep these people, they will do campaign. Their parties will come to Imo State. It will come to this. What our men are doing, can't they go? Can't they go and start destroying these men? They know their children, they know their relatives, they know their houses. Why are they keeping quiet? Until violence, even the Bible said, from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffer violence, and everyone taken it by force. So we can't get the system is not given, it is taken. And it's true. If you are hunger for freedom, all you have to do, we need to come together, put heads together, sponsor our ESN, make sure this is not the time, because I am very, very surprised and shocked to my marrow that our men join Ebubago, join other things to be killing their own brother. They now turn into university court or primary school court, where this court, Degbam and they were ass and bra, white bra and blah bra, white house, they are fighting each other instead of fighting common goal. You understand? That's what our people are doing. And this
Can I just finish? I want to leave.
Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Can I just make my point?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, go ahead, Mazi Manuel, go ahead.
Thank you. If they tell our leader the truth, all these things will not be playing out. Now, did they tell our leader that even the Eastern Security Network that are inside bush protecting our land is being abducted every day by day, and nobody is saying anything? People are killing even those that are not Eastern Security Network. The other time, someone sent me a video of an old man that is being beaten by Ebubago. Is that what they go and tell our leader? Now, let me just leave that one until we start to tell ourselves the truth. That question is bothering on those who are visiting our leader. The other one is being peaceful. We are not violent. There is no time that Biafran agitators are violent. We must maintain peaceful. But we cannot fold our hands when they are killing us. You fold your hands and say that you are peaceful. No, that one can never work. I, Emmanuel Remedios, can never subscribe to that. People have died for this very struggle. As I am speaking now, I am in Biafra land. I can be killed. I am in Nigeria because I am not in Biafra. I am in Nigeria. I can be killed any moment from now. Agitators are being killed every time in Nigeria, and there goes it. I can name on and on my fellow comrades that have been abducted, even those that nobody even know. We are being abducted and they are killed, and nobody knows about them. Is that what we will keep on doing every time? No, I'm just saying.
I
Nobody
know.
is God.
I
Nobody
know.
is God.
I
Anywhere
know.
you
I
die
know.
is where God have written your end.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody is
I
God.
know.
But somebody
I
must
know.
keep on pushing for freedom that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are into now.
Yeah, yeah. All
Men
right.
have come and gone. We
All
must
right.
never hesitate. Now,
Mhm.
let's take for instance, if you have been following me, anybody thinking that Peter Obi will bring Biafra to us, that person is a liar.
Liar, big lie,
Listen,
big lie.
Peter Obi under Masop, 2006, August 4, 2006, I was kidnapped. I was a commander then in Masop, but I was junior commander in Masop. Then I was kidnapped August 4th, 2006 by the men of the Nigerian security agencies, beaten to stupor. Then what happened was that all these things that I'm telling you is under Peter Obi. What happened is that God entered into one of the military and said that they should not kill me. If you see blood that day, if you see motor that day, under Peter Obi, Masop, under Peter Obi, people were killed and massacred. Now, the killing of Ezu River that our leader was angry about during Peter Obi regime, that he denied being in Nigeria when it occurred. Is it not IPOB members? Huh? They were killed and massacred. Now, if you look at, there is one video where Peter Obi was saying that they interviewed what he did during his tenure as a governor. He was bragging. Him agitating, coming out as a president, is even bragging that he dealt with those criminals. Then he was calling us criminals, freedom, Biafra agitators, criminals. And such a person is what you people are shouting, obedient, obedient. You people are very, very stupid. Please, I owe no apology to anybody.
Yes, my brother, thank you for what you said. Like you said, most of them, they're ignorant. Some of them have forgotten. And not all Biafrans, not everybody knows about much details about what he has done. Like about those people he killed and put in Oji River. Not everybody knows. So that's why I was saying that we should do more evangelism by letting people to know, to hear. I pray that people are watching, and who doesn't watch like this one, you can share the messages so that people can hear and know many things, by exposing all what he has done. Without, not everybody knows, my brother. Like you said, not everybody knows. Thank you. I'm sorry anyway.
Hello, can you all hear me?
So,
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear, but Pastor Livingstone is there, and I don't know if Mazi Emeka is. Yes, he's through with his so that I can bring Pastor Livingstone in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because of time.
Emeka,
should I go on?
Emeka, thank you. Have you finished speaking?
I'm not hearing. I should go on.
Yes.
Anybody, wherever that person is, and tell you, and package P2B to you, and tell you that P2B is, there is nothing, any freedom fighter. Pharaoh, when we were leaving Egypt, when Israelites were leaving Egypt, none of the person from Israelite went back to Pharaoh to seek for the throne of Pharaoh. It is an abomination for you to seek the throne of Nigeria while asking for Biafra. It is an abomination. And we must live by God willing without getting that seat. That seat is a cursed seat. No politician that we have sent there that have ever done well. Thank you. I will leave now for others to speak. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. God bless you, our brother. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Well. So can Pastor Livingstone or whoever the...
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Before Pastor Livingstone speaks, I remember Mazi Nnamdi Justice. Okay. Putting mouth in what's occurred in Abuja today.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Brother, go ahead. This network is disturbing.
Okay. About today's courts, you see, our people must understand that there are people that can never be manipulated, and
At
they know
all.
this. All the games of mind that they are playing out, that they plan after one after the other. They know that there are people that their mental health is very strong, to the extent that you can never manipulate this kind of people. See, we have followed this man called Nnamdi Kanu for years, and you're not expecting us not to learn anything. You understand? So we don't even need our leader to speak to us to know what is inside his mindset. People like me, I don't need Mazi Nnamdi. I don't need to hear from him to know what he thinks. As I am, I know what he thinks. I know how he feels. Whatever he's feeling right there, I feel it inside. Understand? So somebody cannot just come and make a 3 minutes video, cut out 2.5 minutes, and post it and say, okay, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said. They now begin to manipulate whatever he said. Maybe they cut out the ones they don't want us to hear, and they put us there. Now, trying to narrate the video that they put, and some of them are posting that I saw one of them say, sorry for the followers of Simon Ekpa. You see, most of them has left the main fight to channel their fight. The only fight they have now is Simon Ekpa. And I ask myself, is it that Simon Ekpa is the one blocking the Biafra freedom, or is it that Simon Ekpa is with Simon Ekpa we cannot be free? I don't understand these people. So that video, if you listen to it, I don't know why some people will be insinuating that we are killing our people. I don't understand. This movement has never been violent. We have not been violent. So you will notice that whenever the case of our Nnamdi Kanu is approaching, they will begin to make raise doors on the media, with their media, to push all those rubbish reporters for people to begin to label IPOB as a violent group. So they begin to kill people. They begin to do all manner of evil things so that when they tell you that this one happened, that Kanu is a terrorist, that IPOB members are terrorists, you not believe them. But this is a well-planned events that they are spreading out there. So we must understand that we have to keep our heads. We have to be strong at this point in time and remain focused. There will be no election in our land. No election. We shouldn't allow any election. Peter Obi should go and sit down, because we know what he has come to do. So we are not after Nigeria, anything in Nigeria. We don't even want better Nigeria. We want Nigeria to scatter. We want Nigeria to destroy. We want to destroy Nigeria, in fact. So we don't want Nigeria, because Nigeria is equivalent to evil. So I don't see any reason why we should be fighting we keep one leg in Biafra and want to keep one leg in Nigeria. Please, thank you for now.
Please, let me just come in before Pastor Livingstone will take over. Let me tell Biafrans, what the Janjaweed and the British is planning. Let me tell you that the game is two-sided. If they will rig the election, even this your PVC that you are dragging. Remember, election 2017 or what was rigged by Buhari and his co. And Atiku calm down. He just went to court, just abracadabra to this thing, because he knew that this is his time, his tenure. So secondly, and they will rig the election, they will still give it to Atiku Abubakar, because Janjaweed will not allow you to rule Biafra, to rule Nigeria. Another game there that is there, if at all Nigerians refuse and vote at Obi win, they will use Peter Obi, they will still use him to sign 100 years of slavery of the Biafrans back. That's the only thing that is the game. And if Obi decided, say, okay, now that it's his turn, sugar is very sweet in the mouth, because there's nobody that will give sugar. Then Obi now will make sure that he submit to his lordship, which are the British government, all those things. And they will, Nigeria, when the election is being rigged, Nigerians will start revolution, which will start to fight, because you can't tell Nigerians now, we know naturally when you leave this election plain, let it be, you will know that Obi will win. You understand? Because the Nigerians Everybody is looking for another dimension of lifestyle. They want new people. They don't want. We know that Jagaband has failed. We know that Atiku has failed because he has been a vice president. He has campaigned. He has contested, which he lost, and contested again. So now he should go and rest. But because their heart desire is to make sure that their name was as ex-president of Republic of Zoo or location 9. You understand? So Nigerians should know this. And with the Igbos, I am so sure that everybody abandoned our leader. I saw somebody making a comment saying that our leader, we should forget about him and be obedient for now, as if he's a dustbin. So thank you very much, Pastor Livingstone. Take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
God bless you. My heart rejoices that you people that are younger have this mindset. You have very strong mind and determined that Biafra will actualize. So that makes me happy. I was discussing with a young man today, and he told me that he worked, he was a special assistant to a federal legislator, and that he left them in 2015. Hello?
Hello?
I don't know, somebody's phone is...
we are hearing.
Okay.
It's the baby. Yeah, we are hearing. The word is hearing you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So he said that what Tambuwa and his boss, they normally do is during weekends, they gather money and give to them in bags because they are the boys. Then every occasion, they import girls from Brazil and other South American countries with Nigeria's money. They bring them, and they are the ones that convey those girls from the airport to the various places where those men will sleep with them. And in their presence, they begin to see them dole out dollars, which is not Nigerian currency. And he said he looked at them and called his Oga and told him before Tambuwa that they don't have, APC does not have a template for Nigeria's development. And Tambuwa told the young man, told his Oga that your boy knows too much. So the young man is in America here. He said he had to, that he doesn't believe in Nigeria. He's a Yoruba guy. He left. Now, that's an example of the kind of leadership we have had in Nigeria so far up till now. Then I come to another one. Do you know that the Archbishop of Canterbury was working in the oil industry and is a personal friend to Buhari? I made investigations and found out that when he was in the hospital, I visited him. And so, because you realize, you know, our problem is basically one from Britain. They are the ones fueling, supporting, and instigating all this thing. If you remember Harold Wilson, between 1964 to 1970, the British Prime Minister, if I'm not mistaken, he made a declaration that the killing of 500,000 Igbos will not change British intention where Nigeria is. That they are not going to concede to the Biafrans with their wisdom and the vast resources they have, that they can't afford to allow them. Because they don't know how Biafrans will play out into the hands of the French people or the Germans. Harold Wilson, he said it. But the problem is that, do you normally ask, why is it that history has been taken away from the school curriculum in Nigeria? Because if you bring history, all these things, the youths will understand from history what transpired in their country, how the elders have misused and done them evil, so that they can begin to advocate for change. Partly what happened in the United States here, when the African Americans were brought into slavery, they erased from them their sense of history, of where they came from, even though some of them still remember. But in that of the Nigerian situation, I think it was during Obasanjo's government that they took away history from schools, if I'm not mistaken. And without history, you cannot tell of your past. So most of these youths that come out and begin to talk obedient don't know the history of Nigeria. They don't know what happened before the war. They don't know what transpired between Ojukwu and Gowon when they went and visited General Ankara in Ghana before the war took place. They don't know. It's a problem. And that is why when Nnamdi Kanu came up educating and sensitizing Nigerians, the Nigerian government became uncomfortable. The British government became uncomfortable because young men were beginning to listen to the young man, making researches and coming out with information that are true. When you look at the history of Nigeria, they said the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Obasanjo is 80-something. Tinubu is 80-something. Buhari is 80-something. All these men are old men. You, those of you here now, I don't know whether some of you are up to 45 years. You are still looking for a job. Yes, they said you are the future. Buhari has entered into your future. And by the time you're 50, you don't talk about future again. You talk about the younger ones, your children who are 18, 19, 20. So your future was taken away from you. By whom? The leaders. These very people, as of when they went to the universities, in your third year in the university, you are already placed at grade level 8. They promise you a flat and a car with an office. If you come out from the university at third year, USC, PZ, Lever Brothers, Leventis, they were all promising that. And most of these people went to school when they had student grants, allowances, went on scholarships, had every opportunity. And what was bequeathed to them, they could not utilize that thing to send to the next generation, preserve it to the next generation, so that the carryover of prosperity will continue from generation to generation. No, it reached at their turn, they closed it and damaged it. As I'm talking to you, the president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, he lives in Switzerland and governs Cameroon from Switzerland. Whenever there is any occasion, he comes down to Cameroon. After taking care of it, he flies back to Switzerland. He doesn't want to stay in his country. He has one of the best hospitals in overseas. That is the problem. Now, Peter Obi, listen, I'm telling you,
I can't been heard.
Are you hearing me?
But if
are you hearing me?
Yes,
we can
we are hearing
am I
you.
coming out?
It's okay.
But
we
there's
can
somebody
hear you.
speaking at the background, so I thought he was talking to me. So,
No,
listen to me.
yeah.
When the war started, I think 4 African countries supported Biafra. There was Cote d'Ivoire, there was Ethiopia, there was Uganda, and there was one other country, Gabon. And countries like Finland supported Biafra. Now, the Egyptians that Peter Obi went to meet to ask them, because Ghana, by then, Nkrumah had left the government, but Ghana was in support of the Biafran issue. Peter Obi went to Egypt to ask them what is their secret of constant electricity. That is what he said he went to do, which I doubt.
Yes, it's true. It's not what he went for.
Now, the Egyptian pilots flew Russian MiG jets that they used in bombing Biafra. Those are the same people Peter Obi is going to seek counsel from. Meanwhile, Ghana has on record of having electricity for more than 20 years constant without problem. Why not go to Ghana to ask them? Because the Ghanaians will speak against what is happening in Nigeria. Peter Obi went to 10 Downing Street to go and visit the British people. Is Peter Obi not a student of history that even in Britain, there are certain diplomatic policies which must be maintained regardless of the party which you belong in? And so when Harold Wilson made his comment, Peter Obi should have known that it's a continuity of Harold Wilson's comments. And all the contribution of your look at Britain and other people when they had the 1884 Berlin Conference, when they balkanized the African nations. Now, this same Peter Obi went to Downing Street. You know, I think the party today in Britain is the Labour Party. Is the Labour Party. And they are telling him Go
Okay.
and join the Labour Party. Since you don't have a space in PDP or APC, of course they know that it's going to fail. And if they love P2B so much and love the Igbos, they should have told P2B and PDP, let P2B get the ticket. They didn't give it to him. He left. They gave it to Atiku because they know Atiku is the man that will carry the day. But P2B only came to give this election validity, a validation. Not because it is a good election, because we have decided that there's not going to be election in Biafra land. And if there is election, there is going to be a constitutional crisis because there's no legislator, no senator, no governor, no minister, nobody elected. And if that be the case, you cannot send anybody to Biafra land to come and take over the land. Where will he stay to govern? Because the people have refused. And therefore that would trigger the international community into insisting on a referendum. So what did they do? To stop this tide, they brought P2B. Oh, anytime I think of it, it breaks my heart. I am wounded in my heart. That P2B, a man of his stature, who come out and betray his people. This same P2B was the man that the Ikemba called. I saw it live on TV when P2B went and visited the late Ikemba, and he handed over the baton to him and said, you are going to be the Abga governor because Ojukwu appealed to the Igbos. Do this one thing for me. Vote for Abga before I die. They agreed and voted. And P2B became the governor of Anambra State. He handed over power to him and said, continue in this spirit to see that the Igbos have relevance. Now, this same P2B, after ruling for 8 years, during his period, mass of people were slaughtered and thrown. Their dead bodies floated on Izu River. If P2B has not given account of it up to today. The reason why our youth are following because they don't have the sense of history. They forget easily. These things are not taught. You know, history should be updated and upgraded. Like in America here, when things happen, they're begin to upgrade civics and social studies. It's not being done in schools. That's why people are not informed. They don't have the education in that level. So when you dangle money and something terrible will happen this week, within 3 weeks, another nice thing comes, they forget the terrible thing, they go for the nice thing and collect. And that is why they remain in perpetual bondage. So when P2B left, finished with Abga for 8 years, he went to PDP. Bianca Ono accused P2B of betraying the Kemba. That same Bianca today is sponsoring, glorifying, and hailing P2B. Is the problem we're having. Our problem is deeply rooted. One, it is from the British people who are planting this seed of discord in our midst by dangling a rotten carrot before P2B, so that P2B will forget about the Biafran dream. He will not even talk of it, and then sway people away from the focus which we have. Because for the first time, the Igbos have rallied around one person in the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For the first time in history, the Igbos are speaking with one voice, regardless of our political leaders. The sit at home is an example. It's a kind of referendum. And when the British realized it, they called P2B and said, go and enter Labour Party. Labour Party is in Britain. Go enter Labour Party. It's just to give the election validation, because if he enters Labour Party and the Igbos vote, which they will fail, quite all right, P2B will fail, then they don't have any moral right or obligation to tell the international community that we want Biafra again. Because if you wanted Biafra, you would have stuck on Biafra. But since you were talking about Biafra, they brought election for presidency. Oh, and you went for it. We now know your problem is you want to be president. All the marginalization and punishment, you don't care. You just want to be president. It shows how inconsistent we are. And Mazi said it, that before, that about this time, we need people that have mental strength. And so P2B is said to be a distraction to the Biafran dream and project. It is wounding to the heart. Because when you see our boys go into one nonsense attitude or the other, our girls, how do you blame a girl that gets a first class in the university? She comes out, she can't get a job. And the more she can get a job, they put her 50,000 naira a month. And before she gets that job, she has to sleep with somebody. And for her to be sustained, to pay her house rent, because men are not there to marry her, what do you expect her to do? What do you expect our young men to do? And so P2B has turned out to be the singular object the British government has used in dislodging the Biafran project. And P2B willfully entered into it. And people who hitherto were shouting, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra, Biafra, have suddenly abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are going for P2B, who for once have never spoken against what is happening to Biafrans, against what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against what is happening to those Biafrans who are incarcerated unlawfully. P2B has never said that. And so it breaks my heart to understand that have you seen that Ohanese has not been talking? They are confused. They don't talk again. They have kept quiet. They have shut their mouth because they don't know where they stand. They have lost respect and validity. Nobody, as a cultural organization, Ohanese is no longer respected in Nigeria. That's why when Katina Lian came, they had to go and look for her in Abuja to visit her. She will have to go to the north to see whoever she wants to see, but our own people will go and visit her because they have lost relevance. So what I'm trying to say this afternoon is this: when we said there shall be no election in Biafra land, I want Biafran youths in Lagos not to vote in solidarity to the Biafrans at home, because it is at the end of the day you have to come back home. They are killing them in Lagos. They are burning down their stores. They are depriving them of their rights and responsibility. They are killing them in the north. And when you tell our people they don't want to listen, they just want to do their own. And as they're doing it, they keep killing them anyways. Number two, I am appealing to the Yorubas, because the strength of the Fulani in Nigeria today is Yoruba. As long as the Yorubas stand by the corner, hoping to be president, working with the Fulanis in tandem to speak against the Igbos, the Fulanis have strength. But if Yorubas get up tomorrow and say, we no longer want Fulanis in our land, as the Igbos have declared no election in Biafra land, I think everything will collapse. Number three, I am appealing to the youths in the north. A lot of you are young men and young women. You have gone to school with our boys and our girls. All of you are friends. You have seen what is going on in Nigeria, and you know it is not right. Your elders are only fanning the flames of disunity, war, and destruction. And because this is a continuum which had existed for more than 150 years, you, northern youths, understand that it will lead Nigeria to nowhere. And the best thing, because of the point we have come to now, it can no longer be rectified. It can no longer be fixed. The best thing for you youth is to turn and tell your elders, let Nigeria be divided so that you can develop at your own pace. We develop at our own pace so that we can foster relationship in future, like assuming diplomatic relationship, assuming the people from the north who have their republic want to come to Biafra land. They have to go through the process of obtaining visa and coming to work with the rules and regulations of the land, and vice versa. So any Burman that finds himself in the Hausa Fulani enclave in future, he's staying there because willfully he's there. But Biafra is in existence. He may choose to come to Biafra, or he may choose to remain there. Or whatever happens to him,
am I
his
coming
problem.
out now?
Yeah, you are coming out. So, Pastor Livingstone, let Mr. E speak also,
Okay.
because of
Yes, let me just round off here. Thank you very much. I'm full of matter. I didn't want to. I'm so busy. In fact, I was attending to one of my clients, an Indian man. I had to ask the Indian man to give me chance. Let me go and address my people.
Sorry, sir. Mrs. Barbara, please. We are sorry that you are not in this studio. Please, as soon as Erastus speaks, we are going to bring you in. I think the network fluctuation here is causing lots of problems for me. And we can only have 6 people on the screen. So please, Pastor Livingstone, sorry for interrupting you. Just go on so you can round up.
So
we can see how she can come in.
Finally, what I say is this: there shall be no election in Biafra land. Whatever they are saying that Onyendu said, we have told you people before. Onyendu has given us lectures. We know where we are. There is nothing anybody tells us about Onyendu. Let them bring it on TV. The only thing that will make us listen to Onyendu is if they release him, he comes out. And when Onyendu comes out, Onyendu has to stay in a hospital, which will be there to make sure he gets good treatment. After that, when he begins to give us advice, we'll listen.
Definitely.
Yeah,
For now,
even
he has trained us.
see him today, you will know that he's not healthy. He's
Yeah,
mad.
so all that
He's
thing that's showing us on TV,
He's not. You,
we
yes.
don't
Very,
buy
very
it.
obvious.
We don't buy it. That's
not
number
okay.
two. Number two. Number three. This no election in Biafra land. I want all Biafrans to know that we are creating history in the Guinness Book of Records. If we don't hold that election, it will give us Biafra. Because there will be crisis. And number four,
Definitely.
we don't advocate for war.
People should
We don't
understand the
advocate for
strategy.
war.
Yes.
But the way
Pastor
it is
Livingston,
going.
sorry, look at something he's saying here. Look at what somebody's saying here. You know, sometimes we wonder how these people reason. He said the biggest problem in Nigeria is the 1999 constitution. Ninas is asking for a total decommissioning of that constitution. Join the movement. Go to. I don't know why somebody would just come here. We are talking about building a structure, and somebody is here talking about Ninas. You know, a plan that cannot work. That they have struggled to and several times, and it's not working. That is why what you are saying is very. Please go on. I just wanted to point that to you so that everybody can have it too.
Know of a certainty, the number one enemy of the Biafrans today. Remember, Biafra is not just Igbos. Biafra comprises all the different nationalities that make up the Biafran enclave, and you know how they are located.
Yes.
The number one enemy of Biafra is Peter Obi. Because he is going to go contrary to the Biafran vision of actualization. And he doesn't care about our leader. He wants Biafra to drop. He wants our hope to stop. And let us all die and become slaves forever. That's number one. No is the enemy. Number two enemy of Biafra is Soludo and Enweremadu. Is it Ekweremadu or what? Ekweremadu was giving money to prepare roads consistently for years. Billions and billions of naira. He ate the money. And up till now, Ozuberie, you can see the embarrassment he's causing himself overseas. Number three, they sit at home and no election in Biafra land. I appeal to Biafran youths, wherever you are, businessmen in Lagos, Badon, wherever. When that day reaches, don't go out to vote. Because when the Laba people went to get PVC, they refused giving it to them. Don't go out to vote. Sit at home and don't vote. Let them see the strength of Biafra as a united people. That constitutional crisis, we want it to happen. And finally, those of you who believe in the Biafran cause, don't be discouraged. That you see what Nnamdi Kanu was passing through all alone when he had those wicked US members around him. We are so many now, and the burden is on you where you are crying. Nnamdi Kanu was on it all alone. That it was enough to kill that man. So let's stand with Simon Epa, who is the spokesman for Biafra, and all the autopiloters. Let's work as a team collectively. Our ranks shall not be broken. Don't be afraid. Stand on what you have believed in. We shall get there. God bless you.
He said, God bless you.
I have to leave you now, please. Forgive me. My time is up. I just came because of this to address you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We appreciate you for coming. God bless.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you.
Who is the Mr. Henry? Take the floor. You are the one that is coordinating.
Eras, the person with two.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you, my people. Thank you, my people, and thank you, Mr. Livingston. I just want to speak on two key things. You know, a lot of people, a lot of us, Biafrans, we don't go back to history. We don't research, and that's why these people keep deceiving us. I want to first of all speak on Peter Obi, and I want everybody listening and Obi supporters can go on YouTube, on Google, and Google this. On March 4th, on 4th of March 2021, last year, Peter Obi said that Nigeria is like a broken down engine, a vehicle with a broken down engine. That what Nigeria needs right now is not a driver, but an engine. Now, the question to Peter Obi and the supporters is that, has the engine been fixed between 2021 and now? Why is he contesting to be the driver of a broken down car? That's number one question that Peter Obi should answer. Number two, going through the record, I decided to pull the record of Buhari and Jonathan because Buhari and Atiku, most of the southeastern states did not vote. Now, for Buhari and Jonathan, the eastern and the south voted for Jonathan. Now, let's look at the data. So I want to tell you that the reason why I'm pulling this data for everybody to search is to tell you that Obi is not contesting to be president. Obi is just here to deceive Biafrans, to drop Biafran agitation. Because Obi is a man of statistics. And I want him to come out and give the statistics, the permutations on how he's going to win to everybody after listening to this. Now, the total vote for 2015, the total accepted votes for the whole Nigeria was 28.4 million votes. That was the vote that was acceptable. Then for 2019, the votes, total accepted vote was 26.3 million. Now, let's look at the vote region by region. Now, the Southeast had about 8,270,000 registered voters. Do you know how many people voted in the Southeast that they recorded? Only 2.6 million. In the South had about 11.1 million people registered voters. Do you know how many people voted? 5.1 million. Now, in the Southwest, how many people registered? About 14 million. How many people voted? Just about 4.2 million. Now, in the Northwest, how many people registered? 18.5 million. How many people voted? 8.4 million. Northeast, 9.92 million people registered, 3.6 voted. North Central, 10 million people registered, 4.2 voted. Now, I want to tell you people, South and Southeast combined together, the total number of registered voters, the ones that voted, both of them combined together, the number of voters. Only Northwest is more than the both Southwest, South, and Southeast. I don't know if people are understanding me. Only Northwest, Northwest alone had about 8.4 million people who voted. The South, and the Southeast combined together only had about 7.7 million people who voted. So, which means that only winning Northwest alone already covered both South, and Southeast. Now, which means that if you even combine the whole South, combine South, combine Southeast, combine Southwest, all of them, if you combine all of them together, only Northeast and Northwest will cover the entire Southeast, and Southwest. Which means that the implication of this is that anybody that the core North do not support will not win. That's the implication based on the data. Because you can see the values here. The Northwest alone covers is more than the vote for both Southeast and South. Now, people that are jumping up and down saying Obi, is Obi contested to be the president of Southern Nigeria or president of Nigeria? Does he not need vote from Northwest? How is he going to secure vote from Northwest? How is he going to secure vote from North Central? How is he going to secure vote from Northeast? The probability of Obi being the president of Nigeria come 2023 is 0. It's not even 1, it's 0.
Minus 0.
Yeah. So let nobody deceive us. Obi was brought because number one, if Britain wanted Obi to be president, why didn't they tell Obi, a party that has been existing for 20-something years, PP? Why didn't they tell him to go tell PDP to give him a ticket? Why did they have to tell him to go to a party that has no structure? Obi has, I don't know what they promised him, but for me, from all the permutations, from everything I have seen, the probability of Obi being the president of Nigeria is 0. It can never be. So if he knows, because all these values that I have, Obi has it. Obi is a man of data. If after knowing all of this, he's still coming out to be pretending that he's contesting, it means that he was put in there to deceive us.
Yes,
And we
collected
will not allow Obi to deceive us. My advice to the entire South, starting from Biafra, is that there should be nothing like election, because if we allow this election to hold, Atiku automatically becomes the next president of Nigeria. Because if you notice, Atiku was not, you remember the Northerners, they were not supporting any Southern candidate until Atiku was declared a candidate. It was after the PDP declared Atiku a candidate before you now saw APC governors now saying, let's give it to the Southerners. Now, have you asked yourself what has changed? Why suddenly they change their mind? They change their mind because they already have a Fulani candidate. The North do not believe in political parties. They believe in person. At the end of the day, the APC will move to PDP and vote for Atiku. Atiku will become automatically president. Then he will validate everything that this Fulani, this Islamization agenda that started since 1989. That's what he intends to do. And we are not going to stop it. So for me, I'm advising, I trust, at least for now, I can
God
trust.
bless you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Then please let me just speak on Nnamdi Kanu. There was something that a lot of people are not talking about Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu in his speech is not looking well. I don't know if nobody observed it. He does not have strength.
Yeah.
He does not have strength. Go and watch the
Oh,
video.
God is his strength. My God, I know. It's a pity.
Go and watch the video. So somebody who they rejected his bail application and they are sending him back to DSS custody for another 5 months, almost half a year. Then you expect him to come back and speak your mind? Thank you, my people.
It's a breaking. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
I will leave for others to join.
It's heartbreaking. No, you are not coming out. We'll be rounding up. It's 7 o'clock, 2 hours. We are not hearing you. Barbara, my darling sister, please, what do you need to say? Because he will come out. Please say something to Biafra, the last one, because we want to use this opportunity to, before you go, to remember our leader's wife.
Yes.
You understand? We stand as a mother. We stand as a sister.
Yes, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, but a minute, sir. We want to remember Her Excellence.
Okay,
Mazi
please, 1 minute
Nnamdi
each. Let's round off. Yes, 1 minute each.
Yes.
So we can round off, yes.
Yes. We want to appreciate you, ma. We know what you are going through. We know today is another sad day in your house, in your home. Ma, we stand with you. Your pain is our pain. Your pain is our pain. Your pain is our pain, ma. Anywhere you are, I say, God that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to you, you will enjoy it one day. We love you for your standing. We love you, we love you, we love you. That son you look, God has given you. Hold you. Whenever you see him, remember that he's a hero. He's a hero because his daddy is a hero. Remember that all the Umadas in the whole world, all the mothers in the whole world, we are with you, solidly with you. And we say we love you. Thank you for standing for him. Thank you for being Lozelette. Thank you for everything you have been doing. Inside, inwardly, your tears. But we are saying, we know you are sacrificing so greatly for this nation. We love you. God bless you. And remain blessed. Stand, because every woman loves you. And Biafra, we want to use this to remind you that on Friday will be coming. You have heard what Onyendu said, and you see that Onyendu is not feeling fine. You have seen that every day and day, strength is going out of his body. You have seen up till now, no brilliant, no glass to see who he loves so much. They denied him everything. He's still wearing that cloth over 1 year now. He's still looking more, and you people are there calling one name or the other. No, insecurity is going every day. We are killing. I am begging you, if you don't do it for that man that is lying helplessly now. They have taken again. You can eat 3 days square meal. You can sleep in a comfortable bed. You can go out and enjoy yourself and come, even if you don't have food, but you can go around. But this man, as you are bringing him, this is the first, in the next 5 months again, he will not see the 4 corners of everywhere. He will be one side inside a dungeon. That's
5 months they postpone it.
In 5 good months, only 1 day. You know how many they postpone?
5 months.
Here, 5 good months. This man is going back again. Look at, are you see how he is? And he's still telling you that it is because of Biafra he's standing. If you don't want to think, who delivered the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, will still deliver us from the land of this Janjaweed to the land of Biafra. Remember that freedom is not free, but you take it because it is your right. Remember today what Onyendo has said. Stop killing ourselves, your brother, but kill fight for the people who is coming to kill you. That is how it has. Please, network, please, everybody, our ESM security, ESM, we need you to donate. We need you to fund it. You have seen what happened today. Without these people, we don't know what our parents, our people could have done. We need to wake up and do the needful. Today is a sad story, sad day in Biafra land, all over the world. But there is nothing we can do except we wake up and stand and fight our rights. God bless you, Biafra. We love you. Remember, let's till Friday.
Thank you so much, Pastor Rose. Thank you so much, Rose. Mrs. Please, also your thoughts. So we round off.
Yeah. Biafra, once more again, like I said, please, I'd like everybody that listened to this our speech today to share it to other people who could not able to hear and to know the truth and what is going on. I'm so sorry because I was working. I didn't hear about the results. I'm just hearing it now that our leader has been postponed again for 5 months. Nevertheless, the God that brought him, that has been keeping him for that 1 year, we still see him through. So I pray that the Almighty God is strengthening him. The Lord is with him. He will not die. He will live to enjoy the work of his hand, all the good things he has been doing, fighting for the freedom. And I still send a message to our Lolo, our leader's wife, Uche. We love you. I love you from my heart, from the bottom of my heart. Sometimes when I'm at home, sometimes I think of you and the kids. Tears run out of my eyes. I feel pain. I feel wounded. I'm a mother. I know how it is to be alone with your son. The kid doesn't even feel the fatherly love because he's never there. Our leader has been always out, but nevertheless, we love you. And I know our leader loves you guys. He missed you. Don't think that he didn't love his wife or his children. He loved them. He loved his family. He wants more good things. That's why he's fighting for the freedom, not only for you people, but for the whole Biafrans to enjoy. Please have it in mind. That God that called you to join people together, that is the same God will keep strengthening you. My love, we love you wherever you are. I want this message to hear, for you to get it, to hear that we love you. A lot of women all over the world, all mothers, they are thinking of you. They love you. Have it in your heart. Have it in your mind that we love you. Don't think nobody is watching or hearing. We love you. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, my sister.
I'm sorry, I'm too emotional.
Sorry, we understand. Wake up, my brother. Over to you, Paul Omubiko. Mute. Paul Omubiko, mute. Mute. Unmute. Press.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been here. Sorry, I came late.
It's okay.
Sorry, I have to leave you guys. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Because it's going to rain.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I don't know. My system here is so poor. Mazi Nnamdi, please just say something briefly. You know, we're already rounding off. But please just say something briefly. I don't know. My system here is just giving me a whole lot of problems. So now that you can hear me, please just go on, please go on.
Yeah, as we see and hear from our leader today, since almost 1 year, we hear his voice, he speaks to us, and he has sent us the way to go. Exactly what all of us are praying for is what he is still telling us. The message today is mighty and very strong. All we want is to protect our land, and we have not come to kill each other. A lot of problem has been going on there. Nobody is pure and no one is above mistake. But why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sacrifice his life and every other thing is to save us from this darkness and our sins. That's why he say he understand what is going on, but he is not disappointed to his followers. That's why he is in front. He is leading in front already, but the people he has come to save should not be killed before he saved them. If those people been eliminated, he will not lead any other person. He will not come and become a leader to the trees and animals. He is coming to lead us. So I'm not expecting any other person to go on killing and pointing fingers to Nigerian Boko Haram military, that this person disobey and this person does not disobey. No one is pure and no one is angel. All he's sending is keep those people alive and give them time of repentance. That's why he is in front there, serving, paying the price for all the sins Ohaneze Ndị Igbo Eastern governors committed against the land. So that is the clear message which he have sent, that pointing fingers, point and kill they are doing today should stop. Let us focus. Let's focus and not to lose our eyes on the ball. This is what I have to say for now. Thank you.
Justice, over to you.
Yes, thank you, my people, once again. As we are rounding up, we thank you for listening, and just have to keep your eyes on the ball. Don't let anybody deceive you that you don't know what you want again. Yes, from the onset, we have come to be free. We have come to fight for our freedom, and nobody should tell us or dictate to us how we should fight for it. We know what we want, and we're going to take it by ourselves. Please, another thing is, you all should make sure you contribute to our ESN, Eastern Security Network, especially those that can contribute in the as a 1,000 men that can pay like $50 or 50 euros, $100, 100 euros monthly. You can as well come by, because we really need to make it up to that 1,000 or 1,000 more or more before September, because there are a lot of things is going to happen, and we really need our people to be. We really need to be strong. We need to be strong, because if we are not prepared, that means we are not going to achieve our aim. But if we do everything prepared, there will be no cause of alarm, and there will be no reason for us to be afraid of anything. Please, if you can do it, come along and join the Telegram group so that you can do that. Thank you very much for you people. Thank you, Ms. Ongbiko. Thank you, Pastor Rose, and thank you to Harry Kelechi. So this is a very nice day. Of course, for our leader appearing in court today, even though he is not healthy, he doesn't look healthy, but at least for us to hear his voice alone has gone a long way, at least to make us believe that there is hope. So we will keep on hoping, and we will keep on fighting for him to be released. Of course, there is nothing like we have said before. Our spokesperson have said before that we cannot take orders from our leader from the inside. Of course, that is how it's supposed to be. We that is here, like I said before, we know exactly what we want, and we always, as our leader is there, we also know what he can do and what he does not, because he's somebody that has respect. He's somebody that stands by his words. He can't say this thing today and say another word tomorrow. So he cannot change all of a sudden that he's inside there and someone will come along and start trying to manipulate us. So let us stand strong with him from now and onwards. Let us keep calm. Let us educate our people properly so that we can achieve our goals. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Well, Biafra will be leaving. Harry, can you hear us? That concludes.
I can't even hear anything. I don't know whether you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Speak.
Yes, we can hear you.
Say the last word. Kelechi. Onwubiko, do you have any last word to say before we close, please?
Some people can be speaking. You can she runs up. That's how it just came in.
Yes. Onwubiko, can you say something before we close?
You are mute.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Am I coming out now?
Yes, you are coming out.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've not been hearing anything. I'm just hearing now for the first time. I've been, I'm trying to. Yes. So I'm grateful. Mazi Nnamdi, thank you so much for appearing today and talking to us. We are grateful. Mazi Dim, Pastor Rose, of course, always there, strong for us. Thank you all so much for being part of this and the advices you have shared. Please, on Friday, we're going to be here 4 p.m. Biafra time, and we're going to shed more light because Biafrans need to hear the truth over and over. When they keep hearing the truth will set them free. Most things people don't know. Most of our people are being misled, especially on the grassroots level. Most people are being misled, but on this platform, they'll begin to hear the truth. And please, Biafrans, share this video all around. Get those who cannot understand, who don't have the means. Play it to them, let them see it. Send them opportunities to access of this information so that they will know that they will not be. We are not going to have an election on Biafra land. We found ESN because the time for them to go to maximum work
is gone. We are not hearing you. Please, are you hearing you?
So, he is still.
No, but we not.
So round up so that we shut.
Round up so that we close it.
Let's my brother, okay. Dean, can you go on? There are a lot of noise.
Dean, mute, please. Yeah.
Yeah, today, no matter however it is, a lot of message has been passed. This 21 second video is a lot for us, the followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's a lot. The only thing we have to do as the preachers who came to spread this gospel is to understand the code inside this message today. Since a long time we have not heard from him. Inside of his spirit, he is very strong. He speaks with the volume as a leader. So our job now is to scatter this message and make this message, the message will go down to the last man so that everybody will understand. If he is not in support of sit at home, he would have said it there. If he is in support of election, he will say it that he don't mind the election should go on. And that's why. And initially of that interview, that message, they wanted him to say that he is disappointed. He said, no. He is not disappointed. That these are the things inside freedom fighting movement.
Yes.
So Nnamdi Kanu, no followers, is very strong and they are strongly behind him. So our own now is to make sure that our people understand the importance of sponsoring and supporting the ESN and sharing this message to the last man on this earth until Biafra is restored. I thank you all. My sister, thank you. Kelea, thank you. Dim, I thank you all.
Oh,
Thank you very
Biafra,
much.
thank you. You believe it.
Thank you all. Yes,
Thank you for coming. Omubiko, for you to show you. We bless you. Thank you, Dean. I'll be leaving.
Today he showed up. All
yes.
Right. Yeah.
Biafra, we love you. Please, everybody should take care. Everything is going to be all right. The due time is coming. Look, Biafra is already there. Just don't get disappointment, but get courage to do the needful. God bless you. Remain blessed, and may the Chukwu Okike Abiama bless each one of you that have come to listen to us. No matter the network you stand, please spread this gospel. Share it and spread it. We know that God time, Chukwu Okike Abiama time is the best. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night. Dean, we are leaving. Dean, so, well, good night.